Happy winter solstice. I can't help but to notice how quiet it is in my community, which is high up in the mountains, and it's because people have time off work and it's not chugging off of the hill on the highway, and I am not looking forward to when it starts chugging up again, because if we're talking about intervals, like, well, for sure the winter time kind of, see, I have audiographic hearing, and it's and hearing happens on a membrane more than just your ear, you know. So I'm listening. I've been here for 35 years, and the things that have gone on, especially over the last 3 or 4 years, right, has been escalating, getting more and more noisy. On top of, you sense people want to just be in the mountains. They want to be quiet, and they want to be non-toxic, stuff like that. But you wouldn't be able to tell from one household to the next. Really, not really. What am my point? Let's look at the planets, ladies and gentlemen. We have Venus. I know is one of the things we need to look at, because that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is Uranus in Taurus, which is under Venus rulership. That's a vibrating thing for everybody on the globe. The Earth has an unpredictable message for us, which either it could be disruptive, or if it's all of a sudden, it's like, wow, we didn't. It's disruptive to your non-peaceful life. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, wow, it's really peaceful. And but you know what the sad thing is that brings to mind, ever increasing, is that it's hard to go anywhere without, you have to pay, right? You have to pay to go for a walk in the mountains. You get your pass or something like that. You're paying $50, $15 for your Forest Adventure Pass, or what else? Just to go for the hike using the horses, or not, maybe. But you can't really find yourself at home there, like, say, you can, but you can't, and it's a big be careful, because of a lot of the fear mongering that goes on. That there's a lot of people that just don't do it. Pardon me while I go and dampen off my wood stove that I have cranking right now, and take off my robe. This shirt I have on, I haven't wore it very much, but I've had it for like 12 years or something. Anyway, I guess it's normal for everybody, but Venus, see, there's that Venetian call, which is Earth. See, Venus rules Earth, and Taurus, and Uranus has been there. So beautiful, really, because the call, the unpredictable. It's hard to imagine the planet Uranus being in the planet in the sign of Taurus, who is very calm and relaxed, beautiful, smooth, and it's the planet of non-relax and unpredictability. See, that's what Taurus doesn't like at all. It's hard, and so what I view with Uranus going into Taurus for humanity, it's like this: will you just calm down? Calm down, calm down. No, we're calming down now. We're calming down. Calm. We're just going to relax now. Will you just relax? Relax now. Relax. It's like this big, unpredictable belting to calm down. Calm down. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of like what the C-19 thing was trying to do a little bit. If you haven't noticed, and then well, forever the climate change thing is telling us, be resilient, and here's the action plans, and blah blah blah. And it's really like, here, get your oxygen mask on and learn how to scuba dive and stuff like this, because it's they are controlling disasters into us right and left, and if we don't stand up, see, that's the thing. Venus also rules our ability to relate on a detailed level, to smooth things out, to keep our intellectual property in our belongings, which, what is it? Well, let's get back to the Earth again. And it seems like that's way up in the air, because there's two types of people to be found on this planet. And I didn't just say men and women are there. I mean, we're looking for men and women as far as that graduation into just simply becoming human. That's what a lot of our videos are about. Narcissists aren't human. And so there's a graduation there that needs to happen through what? Well, the education beyond mind. Education beyond mind. And so I have a lot of new subscribers, and she mentioned the word philosophy, and it's like, well, philosophy comes if you're a mind. If you're just mind-oriented, then you need philosophy. Otherwise, if you're awareness-oriented, which is a phenomenon of the heart and being present, it's reality-oriented, then truth is all you need, and that's not a philosophy. We're not speculating whether or not this exists or not, you know what I mean? That's one of the things is I was going to introduce. It's like, well, I'm going to say what can't possibly be said, which is to talk about what goes beyond mind, that can't have a philosophy behind it, but it's an experience that we all have as a common sense, we can call it now, and or reality. So you have to get your words down, babes. When you ask somebody, or even yourself, what is reality, what do you have to say? What do you hear? Brace yourself, babes, because most people don't know. See, there is the Holy Gospel, and we're kind of getting near it, right? We're moving into, hopefully, we are at this winter solstice, and this is the lowest. It's the shortest day of the year, which where I live in the mountains, I live in a bowl, and there's a ridge where the sun ends up just kind of going along the ridge instead of going up over the bowl. It kind of goes like this, and it looks like the sun is rising all the time, even at 11 a.m. or even 2 p.m. just by the way, because the sun is right along the ridge, and it just kind of goes like that. It's interesting because I'm in Southern California, and it's like this is looking like we're somewhere over in Alaska or something, and there is glacial activity evident in the rocks and stuff. Anyway, just saying, was trying to tell you about. Okay, so now that we know that philosophy is like something that now, oh my God, something that the mind does. Mental men are up to that tall. Men are trying to make themselves tall with that one, but the heart, the ear, like, say, if you see, your heart is connected to a massive plasmatic field that, boy, does it stretch all the way out, and you can call it the universe, universe. It's not really a confusing thing, see, because uni means one, and then verse, I figured out what it means. Because it's like, well, what verse? Which choir are we singing? Verse just is pointing at communications. Communications. Communicated. Right? A verse is what's communicated. So, communicated. Or unicom. Or communion. See, but uni means one, and that's the same for all. You know, there's one truth behind all. There's one reality behind all realities, and that is just the space in between your nose and your hand. However far you can imagine, really, it's get that telescope and look what is going on there, and we kind of see that there's a lot happening. Hard to even fathom or mention, right? Existential reality beyond mind, beyond mind. You are now struggling to hold on 10 minutes now. Thank you for being here. Now the key is, see, the Buddha comes from the Taurus nature, you know, the Taurus. They say if Buddha was a sign, it's Venetian, it's the Taurus person who kind of just is relaxing in the meadows and says, wait a minute, you know, there's not really a fuss. This is a process, and it's here already. It's here already. Your enlightenment. Say you need to become enlightened. Well, why do we have to become? Well, because there's a kind of a club. You know, you have the clubbing going on, which is the mind, mental. It definitely is a plague. It's an institution made of the financial, and we're all going to hallucinate who we are, what life is doing, from one household to the next. Have you noticed? Not a single synchronistic, harmonious thing happening because everybody is in their heads. They don't have a common sense. Not really. I mean, I have yet to make my little notes. It's going to be plain and simple to make the area aware. My neighborhood, you know, some people plainly failed to protect themselves and the environment, are not living under the intention that we would if we were awakened to where we are, which is the mountains and environment that is non-toxic and blah, blah, blah. Why do people come up here? It's just all of a sudden see, I have an Aquarius moon, and I am fine with there being bills passed to let people live in areas because they qualify. First of all, they have an interest to maintain that area. Now let's back way up, and what if that's planet Earth? What if planet Earth actually had a little toll booth before you come here and can even have kids? You should be able to answer some questions about your intentions, like and how and what you think you're doing here. You're going to take care. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, really, it'll be like this, literally. Do you want to live in the box? Or do you want to live over here? Or is it like, do you want to live in a better box? Or do you want to live over here? See, living over here is just living on the earth, with the earth, in harmony with the earth. Over here, you don't know where your medicine comes from, your food, nothing. You can have it in a test tube, in a little box, or you can have it in a more kind of luxurious, like I'm actually eating. We don't even know where it came from, or you're right next to, perhaps you're right next to the earth. Maybe, I don't know, babes, but see, it's getting very weird as far as how what's going to keep trying to work itself out through a new presence, which is a new people, which is how that money has converted everybody to be a certain way, and it's really just a dance to the fear of death. Really, it's like, am I going to be able to eat tomorrow morning? People run for money just for food. And if you can imagine that, people knew how to sit down, and this is the Taurus vibration, and figure out how to work the dirt. But if people are pouring asphalt all over it, like what I see here in the mountains and around here, and doing, you know, the toxic behaviors and stuff, but that asphalt is like, well, you just X'd your land out from having anything growing right there. And I guess people don't care, but it's like, well, no, what about the groundwater? See, the people out in the rurals, if there are people in boxes and high boxes, still they have to get water from the ground. And anyway, it's important to say something, because you just turn into, I can't imagine, there's just people do not say anything about, just to ring somebody else's bell and say, excuse me, but maybe that was the wrong move. That's super toxic. Like, it's just wrong because it's toxic, right? It goes against, like the Buddhists say, think about it. Is this for the good of all living things? Thanks for listening to this. I mean, so I was going to talk about, the Venus in Scorpio now. See, it's been a big Venus. With that Uranus there, it's like, Venus, Venus, look at Venus, pay attention to Venus. It's been like a slap in the face, like, and Venus. That's what Uranus is like, unpredictable Venus. All right, now we're gonna point at Venus again. And what is it? Well, like I said, Venus is the ruler of Earth. It's our feminine side, of course. It's women, the mysterious behind that. And so here we are at the end of December, like the solstice here, and we have it at sun at 28. What a great time to what a great time for humanity, really is. The 28 Sagittarius is a very, very positive aspect as far as the sun being there. Very sneaky stuff going on with Mars, though. You see, Mars is going to continue to kind of come up and it does this. It's there, So anyway, conjuncting Mercury on the 28th of December, which is going to it's gaslighting. It's a gaslighting time about war or something like that. Communications breakdown. So, but see, we've been experiencing Venus going through like a really hard time. We have Venus in Scorpio. It just got done squaring my moon on the 17th last Sunday, and it was the weirdest time. I swear. I wish people around you and me, don't you wish, that they did astrology? Because personally, when they see, it's like, oh, I see that you have Venus squaring your moon today. How's your stomach? I mean, do you want me to help you with some domestic, like, it's kind of awkward, and it's like, well, maybe, and just, can we add to the awkwardness today? I mean, what are we going to do? Sit through it. It's all we can do, but somebody comes over and thinks it's going to be all smooth and dandy, and come on, Venus is doing something to my moon, and then, well, Venus is going to be opposing Uranus this month. It's the big epic thing that's, like, coming up. Is it happening now? When does it happen? Uranus is at 19. Yeah, it's actually happening now. Thursday. Right on the solstice. Wait a minute, sorry. Yeah, yes. Uh-huh. Venus is opposing Uranus. And that tells me, okay, so since it's an opposition, it can go either way. It can go both ways. It's a hard time for love. It's unpredictable. You see that there could be unpredictable things going on with money, of course. What I see now is that Venus is going to have to cough some stuff up, because that's Scorpio. Scorpio works with Taurus. Really, they are oppositions, so they kind of start getting each other's qualities. They are the same a lot of the times. Scorpio, though, as a rule, is more advanced. Taurus has a little something to learn from Scorpio, and believe this or not, Scorpios are the ones who are apt to be more generous. That's the issue between the fixed signs. Really, it's like, can these people loosen up and stop being so stingy and selfish? And also, that Taurus is the first one to be just kind of in their bubble and hoarding. Doesn't cough up very well. It's about the entertainment thing. You got to get through Leo. Spend all the money on what you want, what you think is entertaining, I guess, supposedly, but eventually there's Scorpio. Scorpio says, what is entertaining? What is really entertaining? Going into Halloween, it's going to look at the truth. It's going to do the after party. You know, what the kids are really after, but everybody says, don't do that, you know, and stuff like that, the truth. And so to fund that, to put money into that is almost like, yes, we're tipping over into the church, you know, Sagittarius. Now here we are at Sagittarius, no wonder we have. Is it really our religion that we're talking about baby Jesus and stuff like that? It's like, well, baby? Where did that come from, by the way? How did the baby show up? Can we get an elaborate film over that? Is there a right way and a wrong way to do it? I say yes, as a woman. Of course, there's a wrong way and a right way to do it. And whatever you do, if you're doing it the wrong way, never reproduce out of that. And it could have something to do. Now you're getting the jewel of this video. Has something to do with narcissism. See, narcissists aren't human, and it's important to become human first, at least, before you reproduce. Women have a profound responsibility behind that. I mean, at least. Bring them up into being human. Make them be humane. That means you have to have a sense of your own well-being. Good luck.